Who brought it?
I'm here at your request. Walter, I said I'm here at your request. Good morning, ladies. Ladies. How are you? Good.
Is the sound going now?
Yes.
Well, I spoke to the gentlemen already, so I was just identifying the recognizing the ladies. Yes.
Good morning,
Are we
everyone.
still in women's? No,
No.
but I'm still there.
We're here.
Yeah.
We are here.
Did everybody Black Month too?
To sell cards.
Hmm?
You know, this is all, you know, they wanna sell you stuff.
But the women's is okay though, but the black.
Hey,
Well, no,
every month is a women's month.
Yeah.
You have to take stock in your own self.
All right, we're gonna get this, excuse me, everybody, we're gonna open this meeting. We cannot do quorum, we don't have quorum, so we can't do anything official. And today's agenda is basically gonna be our fair, which is May 9th. Somebody did May 10th in the email, we'll get it right there.
May 9th.
Yes. So I'd like to propose that I can't ask officially that we meet every week, but unofficially that we meet every Tuesday until we get the letters, the flyers, and
Thank you so much, honey.
Do you guys want the door cracked?
yeah, it was a little warm. That's
Okay.
okay, you know.
I'll close it if it gets so right. Just let me know.
Recording or?
Yes, we are, we're live, we're live. So we have 4 members. I see no other member from the board. Good morning, everyone that's online. Thank you for showing up today. So we're gonna, and then I didn't get the lady from Florida. No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll see you. I'll see you.
Okay, so we're gonna go into, anybody have any things that they would like to bring up, any suggestions or
I have a question if I may.
initial, please?
Do we have a letter?
That would.
I'm focusing it toward youth. Do we have a letter, good morning, again, of introduction and request for a letter of request that I can take to, like. Yes.
Inviting them to join us in the resource fair.
And to invite vendors for donation, people, I need a couple of letters of donation.
Mrs. Fletcher? I don't see you. Are you on? Do you have anyone that's on your cell phone? Like, I don't see a number or.
Okay.
And you must be labeled as someone, you're on your phone though, right? On her cell phone, feels like, I don't see her on the screen.
Like scroll
No,
right.
we don't see you, but you hear us.
Close.
Okay,
Check off for
okay.
a second, can you close and reopen?
I don't want to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on speaker because I don't wanna lose you, okay? But if you click that link that I texted you would be able to come into the meeting.
Yes, we am so sorry.
Yeah, click the link that I sent, I texted you the link to the meeting. Yes, yes. No, I sent it to your cell phone. Check your text message. Okay, okay.
No, it's-
Bye bye. Okay, I don't have a donation letter. I do have a letter inviting them to join us and asking them to present or attend as a organization, a resource. I don't have a donation letter.
What type of donations are
I'm
you?
talking about whatever donations that we require or requested people, they want to see a flyer of both the events as well as, that we are requesting donations for the schools. And we spoke about this, about being a little more proactive, that I need to have a little, like, walking advanced papers with me so that, in making these requests, and people will respond, even if it's only the local, grocery store neighborhood, to give us 10 cans and fruit in bags,
Okay,
that we need that letter.
we're gonna have to pare down this fruit and the food thing about that. We were coming up with, we're gonna take a vote on this. We have quorum now, so we can officially start. And I'd like to thank the people that are online as well. We were tentatively, Palante was offering us a bag of, because they have a pantry, a bag of fruit. They were willing to bring them over. We might need somebody to go help them bag it up. But that was about, and maybe like a box lunch or something. They're not doing food. They're not gonna do food things. This is.
What do you mean?
We're not gonna like giving out food. We're doing, like, this is a resource thing. So the fruit, and you was talking about fruit earlier. So Palante was willing to do that for us. I was thinking maybe like something small, like a boxing lunch, a type, that type of thing, which is easily distributed and you can either eat it there or take it with you.
Did I miss a meeting or something? I don't agree with that.
I understand that.
I don't
So
agree
that's
with
why
that.
we want to take this to a vote.
Yeah.
But we, as I said earlier, I'm not the ruler here. This is a democratic thing.
Yeah.
Our main thing is resource, and food it diverts us from our primary purpose. So we want organizations to come, we want people to present, and you said you have somebody who want to sing, that type of thing is fine. Food, no, not this type of event. We got somebody to donate, so you talking about fruit and all this other stuff, and bag and stuff. That's manpower, and it takes us from where we're supposed to be going. So, let me finish, I'll let you talk. So the thing is, we have something. Okay, so they're coming to get information about the current protocol. They're coming to get information about services they are offering. That's mainly what we're doing. If they want food stuff, we can refer them to a pantry. We can refer it into a food kitchen, soup kitchen. We're not serving food. This is not gonna be a food service, but I'm gonna stop and let anybody else jump in and give their opinion.
I have to say, I agree. Well, don't get mad now. I don't want to be distracted from that too, and I think also there's other repercussions of that. If there's food, dirt, and something happens, then maybe Columbia is not gonna be so anxious to let us have it place again. If it gets dirty with the food, who's gonna take care of it? I just think that's not what we do. That's what I don't know.
So you have a comment or a suggestion?
No, I, agree if Palate gonna give the group bag. And we could organize the box lunch, maybe chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad. Excuse me, chips and water or juice. That's compact, they don't have to worry about greasy hands or dirty hands. They can nibble when they feel like nibbling, or they could take it home, and it's already boxed.
Good morning, Ms. Watler.
Good morning.
I like calling you.
Good morning. I'm sorry, I'm late. Yes, sir. Thankful that I'm late.
Yeah, I can't hardly hear you.
I'm sorry that I'm late, but I'm thankful that I'm late.
Okay,
You're right on time. God bless you, Luther. Thank you so much. What I think I hear you talking about, and I came in the middle of it, is to whether or not we should have to
I don't know, I'm leaving it up to the group, but from what I hear, I understand people saying that you don't wanna focus on food, focus on other things. My thought is that we've been doing food for the past 2 years, so it's possible that people may come to expect that. If we're not gonna do it, then I think we just need to let people know that is not going to happen. I had said that I would be willing to donate containers. I brought the containers here. So I figured, let me do it now sooner than later, just in case. If you don't use it for this event, then we can use it for something else. But I have the containers that I'm donating here. Again, I don't know if that's a yay or a nay, but as I said, if we're going to do food, my thought, which I have been saying from the beginning, is that we should make food available to those who want it, because there's people who may be coming here dealing with food insecurity. That was my concern. If we're gonna do it, that's the reason why I said I would donate the containers so people could take food with them. Food insecurity is a big issue in our community, especially with seniors. So if we're gonna do it, then fine. If you're not gonna do it, I just think we should let people know, that's all.
But really, that's not our purpose, is it, to feed people? And that's the only thing, right? You know, there are other places to go. I mean,
But, so my question would be, would the box lunch suffice and the fruit? Wouldn't that, is that a happy medium instead of, I don't know what the food looked like. Was it like plates and they had to sit and eat in their lap,
Right.
or what? But I would think that the box lunch might be a happy go-between, because that gives them something to eat, whether they eat it there or take it home.
And to sit for 3 hours, excuse me, people have diabetes or whatever, they need, within that period, need to have something to eat, but I was thinking. If without the service, since the first time that we had this fair, we had T-shirts. And I thought that was really cute. But I was thinking, since we were, even if we're not gonna do the food, but we wanted to give, if somebody's offering fruit and vegetables or whatever, and there will be donations of more of that. And a little box lunch, that we can possibly get bags from downtown and get labels put on them that says Community Board 9 Senior Action Committee, and let them carry those box lunches and the extra fruit in the bag, and also advertise that the Senior Action Committee at Community Board 9 offers services.
we'll feed you. And every one of the.
And offer services. I don't think it costs, I know it won't cost more than the T-shirts that were bought the first year. So I'd like to put that on the
That's what
floor.
we're saying, they were donated.
They were donated.
Carlton donated them. So there was not, they did not, we have $1,000 budget, okay?
If I could just answer your question, Vanessa, last year we had hot and cold food. We had cold sandwiches and a hot entree that was served. No, there wasn't space like a table that people could sit and eat. They were basically holding their food or taking it away. They didn't have the appropriate containers, which is a good gesture from Pat, if we were having that setup. We didn't have those containers. So I'm not gonna speak on what you should do or what you shouldn't do. I'm just giving you information as to what transpired.
And since I was involved with MC and I didn't see any food stuff, so this is like I said, this is democracy, so. We will need donations on water and maybe something, water, that's water. So what else, we have something else we got that
The
I'm.
box lunch, if we could just go back,
Mhm.
box lunch was a donation, the first event from Mufunga. So the first thing we will have to do after the conclusion of this meeting is to contact the restaurant owner to see if she would be able. I know she said at our Christmas celebration that she would be on board to donate for the seniors event in May. Just keep her abreast as to when it will happen, where it will happen. So we would definitely have to be in contact with her and to see how many she can donate. I mean,
Okay.
we're expecting 100,
50-ish, 125.
like 125, 150-ish. So that's what we would be requesting of her, and, well,
We had like 250 on a rainy day last year.
that was.
Yeah, that we really-
Last year. at the
That,
fall.
that,
Oh,
yes.
no, I was saying, cause she gave those box lunches here when we had the event here,
Right, right.
and,
Not at the forum.
no,
Yeah.
no. The
Okay.
forum, we had a hot lunch from different restaurant donations. And we had sandwiches. Thank you, Lydia. You and I worked with West Side Market.
Mhm.
So there was a cold lunch or a hot lunch.
Mhm.
That's what we gave, but I know you're steering away from that this year, or a vote will be taken. But I was just answering Vanessa's question as to what transpired last year. And if we do go with the box lunches that you're suggesting, we're gonna have to be in contact with her.
And that
We
was
can
a donation.
request
Okay.
100, it was a donation, 125, but I don't know. But then we can also donation and we could also pay,
Some part.
yeah. Whatever she's gonna donate and the remainder, we could purchase.
And what was, I missed all the food, so what was in there?
There were different lunch boxes. One lunch box was pork
Okay.
with rice and beans and bananas and a little salad, and the other was chicken.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so no beef, there was it?
That was the first one.
There were no, yes,
No vegan.
there were no vegan, but we can suggest that.
Yeah.
We did have vegetable, we didn't have vegan at all, but we had vegetable sandwiches that was included
Okay,
with the sandwiches from West Side Market.
So wouldn't that be, cause that's a hot meal.
no, it's, oh, it was,
The box lunch is hot.
oh, they were?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
hot. It's
All
the
right.
meat, the rice,
Okay.
yeah,
And
that's
it was
hot.
already heated.
And it's in a container that keeps the,
And
keeps
keep
it
them
warm,
okay.
yes.
So then that's the hot meal.
Mhm.
And then we
you
have the
have
sandwiches from West Side Market.
That,
That's
that's.
And the fruit from,
We have not been in contact with them.
nobody
I
yet,
mean, not that,
nobody yet,
not
yeah.
them particularly, but in general, that's the hot meal, right?
Right.
And then that's the sandwiches.
And Sister Rattler here, thank you, it said that she would give the cartons.
I have them right here.
How many do you have?
75.
You have
I
75?
can get more if you need it, but I figured I'd start with that.
Is that something that you paid for?
Yes, but I said I would donate,
Okay.
so, you know, I
Gotcha.
said I would donate, so.
And that's what we spoke about before. So if in fact, we all donate just a little bit of our time, so it's not all left on one or two people. Like we could box lunches, cause
They're
Manners,
already boxed back.
I hear what you say. Manners offered, when I asked them, Manners gave enough food for 200 people.
I'm gonna go
That
back,
was a
I'm
200.
gonna go back to
Right.
primary.
See how much time you're spending on
You
this.
said some things, but feeding is fine. Having food is fine. Okay, people's 4 hours there, people have lasted longer than 4 hours. I'm diabetic myself, and I let you last longer than 4 hours without food. I agree that we should have something because there are tracks that can come in. Tracks can come in, but if we can minimize food and distribution and all that stuff and deal with, as long as we have something to offer them. We have a meal, they have a
Fresh
sandwich
meats.
and some fruit,
Yeah,
that should be
fresh.
annual and water, that really should suffice. And I know Manners has, but they have hot food and it's about transportation and all that stuff, all that has to be factored in. And we're here to let folks know that one man, we could let people know that maybe Manners, you know what would be nice? Maybe Manners could give seniors a discount on their meal. That might be nice. That would, so we, if you know, they get on coupon, so when they go over there, rather than paying the full price.
And more
So they can
relaxing
get
for
it
them.
there.
Yeah, that's a very nice idea.
Manners is very gratuitous to the Christian community.
And
And so therefore, when it comes to discounts and donations, they do due diligence. Okay, and not only that, they do due diligence towards the seniors. And many seniors eat at Manners because even though they are might be able to buy food, they cannot cook the food.
Mm.
And this is where they're microwaving food, so they're being, they have vitamin deficiencies in our community. So therefore, Manners is a place where they can get a home cooked meal.
yes,
And so basically, the Madness is doing due diligence, and I have to give them kudos. And Not to mention the fact that when Madness gave the food, not only did they donate the food, they put me in a cab, paid the cab driver, and served me. Okay, so let's understand, if somebody's willing to offer, who are we to forfeit a blessing?
That's because they wanted to get rid of you.
Well, I'm gonna, Clotilde, you have any, I want comments, you have any comments, any suggestions? This,
So far,
this is a committee.
of course. Yeah, so, I just hear what you are saying, I do believe it's a follow-up of the other meeting we had. In preparation on this, for the food. So I will welcome any of your ideas. What I can say to you is that I will dedicate my time. And wherever you find me available to assist, I will do it.
We're coming to that, but we're talking about the food right now, so you have any suggestions?
For the food,
Yes.
yes, I do believe that we need some kind of food because of the lengths we are keeping the senior. Providing the food on site, I prefer that what is served is eaten on site and not carried home because, you know, anything can happen. When you bring food from home, it can be too hot, too cold, you have germs can get in. We really don't know what happened after. I prefer to handle the inside food than to give boxes to outside.
To the folks that are online, I'm not sure where people are from, but thank you for being here. Does anybody have any suggestions or comments? I'd like you, this is a community project. So you're more than welcome to make any suggestions or comments. This is just, unmute yourself. Are they muted? They're muted, right? Yeah. I have to unmute them.
Hi, Walter. Hey, do you mean questions and comments about the food?
Yes. First, yes.
No, whatever the consensus is, or, you know, as you say, if you put it to a vote, I am fine either way. I obviously the library can't really contribute anything, but I understand both sides, your arguments. So I will defer to the majority.
Well, what about some nice nutritious books?
We can bring you some cookbooks if that would help. Yeah.
Leave it to the floor. You want to have any comments or suggestions before we move on? Okay. So, my premise is that I'd like to think of the hot, the cold, and water. Maybe nice if somebody could give a dessert or something like that. That would be nice.
Well, we normally, provided
That's
a cake
refreshment.
celebrating.
Yes, that would be,
seniors,
you know,
And also West Side Market donated a fruit platter,
okay.
so that was the fruit. But, I don't know, I know you wanna steer away from that, with the serving and all of that, and a box lunch, you could just give it to them. A sandwich, you know, so it's easier. Fruit platter is open and everyone's around it and they, you know, so that becomes a little troublesome.
What makes us think they're gonna stay there for the whole 3 or 4?
That's true too.
And so that way,
But grab the food and leave. I mean,
Yeah.
That's why I want to focus
That's
on,
true.
yeah.
Because last year it was a group, and I don't know if anyone that was around the table, there was a group that sat.
Yeah.
Like you see where you're sitting, this is the food, they sat there, a good 7 or 8 ladies.
Mhm.
And we kept saying, the event is down the steps,
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
food
so
will be
this is-
served momentarily, you will be alerted.
But
And
they
they
came for
did
food, I
not.
They came for food.
Shows how important it is to them.
When the food served,
That's a reality.
the door was there, they exited, they didn't care about anything else.
Right, that's what I'm saying, you know.
That's what it's, the food insecurity, but that's gonna be a small percentage. If you have like 150, 200 people, they didn't all come and just grab the box and go.
No, they didn't.
There's that, so you have a high percentage, which goes back to that Mofongo's, hot, West Side Market cold. If you want mayonnaise, they put it in containers, So you said you need 150, 75 from Manners, 75 from
Mofongo.
Mofongo.
Mhm.
That gives you 150. And sandwiches from West Side Market, if they give you 50, you cut them diagonal and they get a half, whatever it is.
They're already cut, and
Okay,
it's that baguette bread, so
Oh,
it's kind of
yeah.
hard to maneuver.
Right.
And we wanna steer away from touching and interacting with it as much as possible.
right.
Because although there's gloves worn and whatever, mask,
Yeah.
but still you wanna do as less touching of people's food as possible.
And also,
the-
if you got this food and that food, well, I don't want that, you know what I'm saying?
And
It's
a
like,
lot
hey,
of
it changes.
We went through
So
that
you
last
had
year, a lot of
everything. I got
things. We
one
said,
for
this is
you.
the cold line, this is the hot line, you have, I want both.
Yeah, see?
And then they were packing up, and then they were going on the line to sit and eat. I saw it,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
I understand,
Yes,
maybe this
mhm.
is their first meal for the day, the first meal for that week, and they were looking for the next day or the day after that. And also, that neighbor next door, bringing them something, or bringing that family member at home something, I understand.
Yeah, right,
I
that's not the
understand.
function of this.
But we don't wanna take away from the event, so you could bring, how that saying goes, you teach. I'd rather teach a man to fish
Yeah.
than to give him a piece of bread, cause a piece of bread he'll eat for the day.
Right.
You teach him to fish,
Right, that's a.
so I'd rather do that. So they could bring information and resources back to their neighbor,
Nice.
back to their family member. This is where we could go to get food. This is where they have this every week. They're doing this and that, and not something just for the moment.
Or a list of pantries or something.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hakeem?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, me just sitting here, I feel like y'all wasting too much time on stuff it's furthest from what
Yeah,
the mission
exactly.
statement. The mission statement is resources.
Okay.
So I'm not downing the food insecurities. I hear that, I understand that. However, you don't wanna make it just about food because I can see that, you know, we had a bigger turnout last year because people probably said, oh, you know, CB9 was feeding people, you know, so like people came out with that intention, not the intention of gaining resources, but the intentions of being fed. I don't want that to be the sole priority. You're here to get resources and then, you know, it's like you killed two birds with one stone. You got fed too, and I got resources that I could take back and, you know, I could also use myself because it's for them. I would also suggest that maybe like any local like soup kitchen food banks, like maybe we could reach out to them and they could come and they could talk about the services they provide.
And-
So that way, you know,
Yeah,
the community could take advantage of that.
Very
So,
good.
yeah, that's what I suggest.
So I'm gonna put on the table, hot food, if we can get it, from Mofongo, cold from West Side Story, and we'll have to work like it.
Would we have, the Jets or the Sharks?
Well,
Walter, I wanted to say something.
no,
Since when do we have the senior fair? How many years? we've done
this is the third.
Yes, okay, that's the third.
Yes.
Because I wanted to see how we did it prior to this year.
Mhm.
So that to use that as a precedent and then to say, okay, so because every year we're gonna be talking about food and we take about it.
There'll be people that come will be talking about it. Oh, you wanna have good food every year, then they'll say it's great.
Yeah, right, right.
I
That's what
I
it
think
is.
it's a big deal, not a lot. I just wanted to know what you did.
Refreshments.
Mhm.
I feel personally, every year we got better. That first year right here at this office was fantastic. It was the opening of the office, inviting the community in, as well as serving our seniors. We had different services that were given, entertainment, exercise. It was just a camaraderie of everyone coming together, enjoying and celebrating our seniors. It was fantastic. And on top of that, we gave a healthy lunch. They were walking out the door. I heard them saying, "This is great. When is it next year?" You know? So then when we had it down the hill at the forum, it was food, but the focus was just food. Like Pat said, someone came to the door, "Can I have something to eat or whatever?" And they would have hurt my heart as well.
It hurt
Of
me,
course you
it
can
hurt me
eat.
to hear that.
But we don't wanna just focus on food. When she came to that door and said, "Can she have some food?" We have a little piece of fruit or some water, but I can tell you where you could get some food from.
Right now.
And get right
There's
now.
always something,
And
yeah.
every week you can go to the pantry and you can get food. So it's not just to satisfy your hunger at that moment, but there's food for you ongoing. you know.
Also, when.
So every year, not cutting you off, Pat.
I don't.
Every year, I feel as though we're getting better and better. That's to answer your question. Of course, there's learning factors involved every year, but we want to address food, but we don't want it to be the main focus of the event because it takes away from other things. Because last year, I thought it was fantastic. It was a toss up. Was it better than the first one?
Yes.
It was, you know, it was great. We had everyone there talking about services for seniors. We even gave out plants because Mother's Day was coming. So everyone left with that feeling of, this is great. I'm looking forward to Sunday being recognized as a mom. It started right here at CB9. You know, and the resources that was there were great. We even did exercises sitting in our chair that we can take and share with other members, family members, loved ones, neighbors, and tell them, you missed a good one, you better be there next year, you know, that kind of thing. That's what we want to send out, the message that I feel we should send out.
I am not in disagreement with you. The box lunches, which we talked about at the last meeting that we had here. And Pat, thank you for such follow-up. Because I'm ready to buy some, of those boxes too. I don't think that we should turn down any donation. I don't think we should cut off our nose to spite our face.
Yeah.
But I think this is still like, in other words, we kind of amended or already just talked about, okay, let's serve it that way as opposed to people standing online and walking around. More importantly, and I'm gonna add this, is that because of the current administration, we have problems with people getting, losing, and in our community, because I deal with seniors, in the community, losing money from spam callers, people, that we need somebody to speak on that. Last year, we had less, we need less MCing, you know, and more people to give them 5 minutes to, avoid spam calls. Let the, let the cannabis committee come up and tell them what they need, what good cannabis services. These are things that seniors need, interested in, and how they might obtain it. And let them have flyers on the table to give out. So therefore, we're not overcrowding it. We're filling in on that. The entertainment, I brought that woman's bio because you said that there's a limit, so she is already, if I gave her information so you can go hear her. She's big pro, but in fact, that will put, not only will it put music in here, it would give a microphone. You'll get, we're covering the ground, let's just, all we got is, we're planning the work, let's work the plan.
Okay, so,
Go ahead.
okay, so, I was just gonna ask, are we in relative agreement on the food so we can go into the next?
Yes, that's gonna segue into, you still on the food thing. I'd like for you to donate some, make suggestions about some organizations that we could, that would just feed them mentally as well as weekly, you know. We need some, and you talked about the MCing, okay? You have to have the program going, it has to be done.
Of course, I'm not.
We had one singer, and actually we had 2 singers at both events, okay? But as entertainment, okay? And I said.
Yeah.
But the last one, I did DJ, the first one was split. I was over here, okay? So I didn't really know what was going on. We were supposed to be in the street. If you remember that morning, it was pouring rain. We were to set all the tables outside, and then if you just come in and eat.
It rained.
But after this, yeah, so we were supposed to have the tables outside, so we had to cram everything in, and it worked. It worked. Now, when I was emceeing, we had some people at tables with pamphlets. We had some people that didn't need it, like the lady that did the yoga, that didn't need a table. And we have some people that if they had a presentation and wanted to do a follow-up on it, then we'd have a table just for that. It got to a point it was really noisy. It was noisy, but it was good noisy. It was good noisy because people were getting up and they were interacting. We had medical people, we had dental people, we had people taking exams and stuff outside. We had shredders. We had stuff that people was like interested in. That's what I wanna work towards, okay? So hopefully by the end of this meeting, we can start focusing on what organizations would we like to have come again. Now, since she has the organizations from the first two, a lot of them, if they will come, if all of them can, I was giving you, Walter, it's slowly a road that you give it, we don't have space. It'd be nice if we had the upstairs on the, they were gratuitous to give us the space that we had. So we were, and they had microphones. They provided microphones and stuff there. So we have what we needed.
Oh, they provided the
Oh,
mic.
yes, they did. We
Oh,
had
that's good.
screen. Some people did their stuff on screen,
Mhm.
presentations. We had,
Good.
they were very gratuitous with us,
So that's nice. So, once again, so we already in agreement with the food aspect that we spoke about last week. What I put down on that email that I sent to everybody was like, for instance, the Community Board 9 cannabis, their chair and co-chair, the co-chairs can sit and give, and just tell the information and put some flyers down. I've seen their pamphlets. Also, because Youtha, we are so blessed to have Youtha in this situation, she can get a precinct, the 3-0 precinct, or whatever precinct was.
They come every year.
And let them come and talk about avoiding being ripped off by these phone calls and
Tech literacy.
is that
That would be.
spam calls,
would-
people not giving their money or giving their information. There's a lot of people, they've gotten very good at that. So we need the police to come in and make statements on that.
Every event.
Yeah, but they need to speak as opposed, their table might be there, but I found that from the first one, I was handing out, just a small room. Everybody getting up, walking to that table every time somebody, so I was handing out papers, walk like that, what you doing, but I was handing out the papers. So I'm thinking that if we can make this a little more proactive, because in this current administration, seniors are losing a lot. So we want to make it reach their ear. We want them to remember in their mind, and they're not gonna walk all around and catch everything. So I'm trying to make it a little more interactive, so that the seniors will understand.
To save time and be more effective, why don't we go to a run drive, so we know it starts at 11, is gonna be over at 4, and we feel on the bounce.
3.
11 to 3, that's
11 to 3.
that's even better.
So can you just tell
So
us,
that we can
go
fill
ahead,
in the
Lance.
box,
Uh-huh.
and we know who's gonna be there,
Yeah.
we know who's gonna be the vendors, and we know we can reach them and ask them what are they need in terms of space, because the space is an issue. We know already we have a limited place,
Mhm.
because after here, it's gonna be next month.
Yeah.
Talking about the layout.
I think we had 10 tables, was it
It
10
was
tables?
10.
10 tables, yeah, she
Here
has.
is the layout from last
So
year.
instead of saying we're gonna bring this, where are we gonna put them, in which order?
The table folks,
Children drive,
the table folks
Run.
basically won't need to speak. All their presentation will be at the table.
Yes.
Okay, so as this was going, as we were emceeing down the line, we got toward the end and I said, come on up here, Mr. Hale, come up there, tell me what you do. I don't want to come on up there. Tony told your organization, you had a table last year, right?
Yes.
But he still came up and spoke. So it's presenters, just like the lady that you had, she does yoga, right? She yoga there. Right?
Mindful relaxation.
Okay, see, so it's like a yoga, and then we had, what's the name that comes with the
Naomi?
Naomi, yes.
Oh, who's gonna speak and who's not gonna speak? So the
We first we need to know, we have to get who's coming, we don't have any of that yet. We have none of that yet, so that's why we're gonna have to be meeting every Tuesday until the event.
So what-
May I finish? That's gonna be the next 5 that'll be the first 9th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, and then that following the first Tuesday in May, which is our regular meeting. Actually, we forego the regular meeting last time, but we had everything, we didn't need it,
what she's saying is as opposed, we don't know who's coming, we don't know who's on the whatever, but a dry run would be, this is what we would like to see this meeting to be. So in other words, instead of meeting every weekend and going by the seat of our pants, and she's saying the dry run would be 11 to 4. So, she was at the information table and the sign-in sheet. Based on her sign-in sheet, I'm just doing from regular duty. On her sign-in sheet, you give us a number of people that would be needing box lunches. Then based on who's going to speak, everybody that has tables, we're not. But we can fill in the spots by saying the cannabis board will speak, the police department for spam for people being ripped off. And also we have the entertainment, plus we have Walter MC, 4 hours. Is that what you're talking about? We're doing a dry run.
We won't need a dry run. We're gonna send out an invitation to organization. Hopefully by in 2 weeks, we'll know who's coming.
That's the thing,
Yeah,
we don't.
and it doesn't, it really, I mean, what happened? We did a program. We did an actual program.
Here's the run of show from
Yeah,
last
see?
year, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not committed for this year yet.
Oh, okay.
That's
It's
actually
free.
the issue.
All right.
The
I'm coming
board-
to you all. I got your vote.
This board has been spreading the word, so they are aware, they're aware of the date. I do have confirmed Department for the Aging,
Oh,
Con Edison, the DA's office, and Palante,
so we got 4.
confirmed. They're just
That's
waiting
good.
on the letter.
And
The letter is drafted, it's dated. I just need the committee to review it, give us the okay, and as to who it's going to. This is the run of show from last year. This is the layout from last year. This is the flyer from last year.
That's great.
So
I have 2 hands up. I have 2 hands up. Tina, you can go. You can go. Tina, unmute. Oh,
You guys have the listing of everyone. Well, Luther sort of responded to my question. The list of folks that you had participating last year, to send them a request for them to participate this year if you like them. Why not get a holistic list of who you want to have, starting with the people who participated last year? Not only does Yutha have that list, but she also got confirmation for 4. So that's fantastic. So is there anyone else from last year that you would want to come again? And then the next thing would be, who else would you want to, and the topics for that could attend, and with senior assistance in any capacity.
okay. We're gonna run the list off before we leave here
Okay.
today. And so far, we're
Okay,
gonna.
and then augment it based on what other things that you want to target, like Pat mentioned, scams, whatever.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we're gonna come to that, because that's been covered and it will be covered again. Lily, thank you, Tina. Lily, do you have something to say?
I do. I have a question.
Yes.
So my question is, I would like to see if I can participate, whether it's,
Excuse me,
getting
before you
a-
go, where are you from?
I'm from NY Connect. We serve people with all disabilities, all ages. We assist with housing applications, benefits, certifications for DREAS. We also assist with Social Security applications, or it can be based on people's needs. So depending on the need, we can connect them to services.
Oh, yes, we'd love for you to come. We'll send out the formal invitation. Do you have a flyer or something that you?
contact
Yeah, contact.
Why don't you
I-
send
Could you?
I did put my contact information and a short description of my program on the chat. I can put it back again.
Thank you, and we'll get back to you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll put it back again.
She had a
Anybody
comment.
else have something before I do?
Yes.
So,
Since we are looking for commitment, let us send us a letter of intent.
yes, that's right. I agree.
That's when we know
I agree.
it's committed.
That, can you run off who we had last year?
Yes, we had FDNY, we had the 30th precinct, we had Palante, we had Department of Aging, Civil Court Program. We also had the DA's office as presenters. Now, as far, we had distribution tables, Manhattanville Community Center. We had Jackie Robinson, Hamilton Grange, Morningside, Lady of Lords,
That's a,
Captain Chairman.
3333 Broadway, we had some elected officials were there. Sean Abreu's office, Daniel Donald, Al Taylor, and of course, the borough president's office was there. And.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't forget. The odds and minds.
We have here the layout of the tables.
Uh-huh.
We had Lily, we had, and also, we had Metro Plus, that's the health organization, Con Ed, and NMIC, Night,
Mhm.
we had Department for the Aging, Silver Corps, they presented and they had a table. We had Uptown Good Food, I don't know, but they were there,
Mhm.
and MTA. We should also have them do a presentation because the new Omni card.
Omni card, yeah.
We need to be there to educate seniors on the benefits of the Omni card. We spoke to Alberto about it,
Yes, yeah.
and he does have someone that's coming. I don't have the name, I don't have it in my notes, but I did speak with him, and I'm sorry I didn't announce it when I announced the others, but they're confirmed as well.
All right.
As
so
far as the
there's
scam
another
stuff was
committee.
concerned, that was covered by the DA's office. So, and
On-
see,
on the-
we had both precincts. One, we had to close off, because, we had vans outside, we had to close off
Yeah.
the 126th Street side. So that out there was a shredder, a Ryan Health Center, which I'm gonna get into, I'm gonna sure of it, and it was somebody else. Oh no, it was the dental.
The dental,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah,
had
there
a
was a
mammogram
dental
truck, we had a mammogram truck on 125th, because they couldn't fit on 126.
Mhm.
They were in the front, yes, yes.
Okay.
For the
Yeah.
dental, it was the children who came, I think.
No, it was Columbia.
No,
It was
yeah,
Columbia.
yeah.
For the,
And we gotta get the seniors to take advantage of it.
Oh.
That shredding truck was there. I personally bought stuff and I kept going out asking him, is anyone bringing? He said, ma'am, you and another lady were the only ones. I said, what? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And it's
Was it advertised? Did they know about it in advance?
They know about it. They
Yes.
know about it.
See?
But again, you know what it was, I think? They came with their shopping carts and they were focused on food. They were focused on food.
Also, I'd like to add a little something onto this. First of all, the seniors, and I deal with a lot of seniors, like, these seniors got their own doctors. And they don't want just any and everybody touching them. This is the reality. Also, you have under New York City, and this is what makes youth is such a good resource. They have an Alzheimer's committee. We need somebody from Alzheimer's. We also need somebody from Medicare and Medicaid that can come and talk about how to obtain home health services. That can present. We need MTA, who has spoken for the last 2 years about that card. Forget the card. Somebody with a table and internet access to sit there with an application for Accessoride. And let them give these people appointments. This is what the city actually can do. The city can provide this. And the application doesn't mean that they're signing for it, they're getting it. It means that they'll put them in their laptop computer and then they'll contact those people. And those people have to come in. Usually Accessoride will send a ride to those people to go wherever they have to go to finish their sign up. But this is being more proactive to what the seniors need and want and will respond to.
well, we're gonna have a lot of stuff there.
Thank you, we
You
have
know,
4 hours
and-
too.
Oh,
So,
well,
you remember,
But no, I think at this point, we just need to reach out because actually, I guess we should have done this earlier to get the ones, I think there's, how many weeks do we have to this thing?
Well, we five
That's
weeks.
really.
This is April 1st, the event is May 9th.
Technology is
5 years, give all the month of April, yes,
People have to clear calendars, they have to, you know. decide
As
who's
I
gonna
said,
present.
before
I mean, the
we
people
sat down,
representing.
the board has been advertising, and first we started with save the date. Then when the date was confirmed, we gave them the
I'm
date,
sorry, I don't.
gave them the location, sent letters,
And
And
this
the
line is
one
ones
follow.
that committed, ones you just mentioned.
yes.
All right, so.
I mean, we don't wanna overpower, I hear what Pat is saying, and it's grand, it's great, but you can have a room of 50 things to do and you get nothing out of it. You can have a room with 3 resources and get everything out of it.
That's right,
So it's about getting,
making choices.
yes,
Yeah.
And I
and
think.
you don't wanna overpower it.
Pat?
Hi, I just wanted to, I don't know if this is the right moment, but because we're talking about it, I just want to share something that happened to me yesterday. You mentioned about having information about scams and especially scams at seniors. If I remember from the past, the 30th precinct has dealt with that. AARP has dealt with that, and I'm sure there's other organizations that do. I'd like to share something that happened to me yesterday. I got a text from, and it wasn't a spam text, it was from a friend of mine saying that, and I'm not only telling you what happened, I'm not bringing opinions into this. That the Doge effort, we all know what Doge is.
Yeah.
The Doge effort is trying to cut Social Security. March 31st is going to be the last day, and what you need to do is to log on to your Social Security account and try to make sure you can have a copy of your benefits that you have contributed to over, your lifetime of work and employment. So I said, okay, I was from a trusted friend, and I said, okay, I'll do that. So I logged on to my Social Security account. And then I was able to get in, but then all of a sudden it said, this page is not available right now. And I got concerned. And I'm like, whoa. Because I got this yesterday and they were saying that this is effective, because as of April 1st, there were allegations that the Trump administration is going to be looking into removing work histories. They're going to be, again, allegations. I'm only saying, but allegations that they were going to be removing work histories from our accounts and everything. So what the text was suggesting is make a copy of your report so that so that you'll have the information. So when I first logged on and it got me in, they said this page is not available right now. And then it was interesting. It said the page will be available Monday through Friday, I think from 5 a.m., 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or something like that. When I was doing this was 10:30 a.m. So it should have been available. I said, you know what? I'm not going to get scared yet. Then somebody else sent me another text that they heard about the fact that the administration was going to be messing with the Social Security system because they were talking about cuts and everything else. So about an hour later that happened. I tried it again and couldn't get in again. So then I'm thinking, okay, I don't know what to do. I admit I didn't know what to do, but I went out, took care of some things, and I came back. Later on, I said, I'm going to try it again. That time I got in. Okay, and what I immediately did was downloaded the copy of my work history and, just in case. I don't know what could happen, but my concern was that when we talk about scams, I'm not saying this was a scam. I don't believe it was, but I just think that because there's other scams that are directed at seniors, we need to be careful, and it would be great if we could have some information available. And if I may, not to belabor the point, but if I may another time, a friend who was my comadre, I called her my mother. She called me and said, oh, I was on the phone with my grandson and he's in jail. And he needs $7,500 to get him out of jail. So what was interesting, I said to her, well, what did he say? How did the conversation start? He said, Grandma, hi, Grandma. And she said, Michael, is that you? And he said, yeah, Grandma, it's me, it's Michael. And so then that's when he was telling her that he was in jail. She said, well, I don't have $7,500 to get you. He said, I don't want to call mommy because she's going to get mad. So Grandma, can you help me? Blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, I don't know. Let me see what I could do. And so then she ended up calling me to talk about this. She said, Pat, I'm going to call you back. She called his cousin, who's also her grandchild. And she said, oh my gosh, you won't believe what happened. I just got this call from Michael and he's in jail. She said, Grandma, Michael's not in jail. I just talked to him a couple of hours ago. And so then she said, no, but this just happened. She said, Grandma, calm down. She's lived in Florida, by the way. And she said, calm down. Let me call Michael. And so she called back with Michael on the phone. Okay, so they would do a three-way call. And then she said, Grandma, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but it's me, Michael. I'm not in jail, And I'm thinking if this could happen to her, I mean, it could happen to anybody. So again, to say that if we can have some information, whether it's a presenter or maybe paper documents where people can get more information, it would be great to have something on scams that are directed to seniors. Because that may become a big issue.
Yeah, we've been aware of that.
I believe that was AI. Cause AI can
Yes,
capture your voice and create a whole scenario that all they hear is your voice.
And I believe what it was that somebody just calling and they said grandma, and then when she said Michael, he goes, yeah, grandma, it's me,
Yeah.
Michael.
AI.
Okay, go ahead, Fred, go ahead.
That tell me that this, what you say is very important, that a fear will not solve it. That we need to be more
Yes.
proactive and use our social media, our platform to constantly inform our.
Yeah, but you gotta
community.
get the names and stuff of these people who attend. We were talking about that last time, when they come and who's
Because
gonna.
those who don't attend may be targeted and they will not listen to the message.
The meet and greet table is very important.
Yes.
Because you
Yeah.
gotta capture
See?
that senior coming in,
Mhm.
get their contact information. A lot of them can't write legibly, so we need someone to do the writing. And you may not understand how they're talking, a piece of ID so that you can copy their information down. That table is vital and it's important. And I'm not saying that one set of senior committee members should sit at the table, it can rotate.
More than that, I would say, I were at that table, but instead of having a hard copy, maybe a tablet. You know, a tablet would be better, because we can affect the name, the contact, as that. talking.
And establish a mailing list.
No, we
Look,
talked about that last.
Lolita, you wanna say something? See your hand raised?
I do.
Well-
Someone mentioned, having, somebody for Medicaid, Medicare and Accessoride. So we do the Accessoride applications, but the client has to call the MTA, to get the application mailed to them. Then if they need help, we can, they can come in person and we can help them complete the application. We also assist with Medicaid, including the Medicaid buy-in, which is for people with disabilities who are working, and they can make up to 75,000 and have, I think it's $32,000 in the bank. And we have, if they need somebody on Medicare guidance, we can also assist with that.
Would you be, since would you be willing to present, or would you, like to have a table, because this is pertinent information?
Maybe she should do both.
Or maybe you should do both.
Whatever you guys want me to do, I'm ready.
I think somebody would.
With somebody from the organization?
NY Connect, so whatever you guys want me to do,
Okay,
I'm
we'll
ready.
be in touch. We'll be in touch.
All right, so I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
We're trying to get, see, the scams were covered. We have 2 precincts and we have the DA's office. In addition to that, see, Pat, it would be nice to have, I can't see your face. It would be nice to have somebody from Social Security, but we can't rely on that now. But we have 2 city council people, we have a state assembly person, we have a state senate person, and we have, what's her name, Claudel Clear, who is, I would love, if she can't come, I would love to have somebody from the office.
Yeah, she's chair.
And we have, we have the
Yeah.
borough president, and we have also SBI. So we have a lot of resources. They know more about the going on with the social, I can't see you, Pat, you have to move over, I don't want to talk. Yeah, so if they know more than, and I understand what you're saying.
No, I wasn't saying
No.
bring social security here. I'm just sharing my experience.
That still would be nice, but there's somebody in one of those realms would have more information than, because we can't depend on social security right now. They're firing all these people in our so we don't know what's going on, but they would. So that's what we're talking about. See, we're doing community-based organizations. We're doing referral services for who somebody's coming in for the MTA. I also, somebody spoke to me last meeting about contacting somebody from HRA, and I got the information too. So she sent me back to ask me what was she doing, so I wasn't sure yet until I speak to the committee. So we focus now on what organizations, what organizations we would like to have either with this or in addition to this, yes.
With MTA, since you already have it, and as I said before, that they did talk about that, whatever, for the last 2 years and it never surfaced. We're asking that MTA bring in applications for Accessoride, so that these people can fill out the application and have them put on a list where they will later contact them to come in to obtain transportation
And
service.
we have them give them the information so they can do it on their own, because everybody's not gonna come asking for our accessory.
No, everybody, but even if a few do, that
Then,
means.
that few, because MTA, I think right now what's more important with MTA is the Omni. Because we transitioned in from MetroCard, MetroCard's gonna stop, okay, and then everybody has to know how this, my young friend, we went to concert and we did. She left her MetroCard on, so she got the Omni. So she went to the machine, because they don't tell you, so she went to be trying to stick the card in the machine. Somebody had to come and say, no, that's not how you do it. You tap the card, then everything is, you don't put nothing in. You know, I didn't, because I haven't used my card yet, so I'd like to find out that. So if they would like to know about how to, he would explain to pull them aside, rather than have somebody tell me, we're trying to maximize our efficiency in 4 hour time.
Seniors use accessories.
Pat, they need to get that information from MT while they're there. Why does it have to be a separate service?
It's
we-
not, I'm not
If they're
trying.
coming, but if they're coming,
But I'm just addressing, I'm
Can
asking,
we
I am
assign
requesting
people
that we be
role?
proactive towards the seniors and their needs.
and if the MTA is
They're
coming,
not usually seeing seniors hopping on the bus. They are, even most of the people that come to that event, they're coming in on Accessoride.
Pat, can we move along? We're not getting stuff done.
No, that is getting it done, I'm asking them, usually could you request?
Sorry,
Miss Lily, I don't know, I can't get what organization, she's.
she came with us.
She did, she
Yeah.
presented.
And I told her I would like for her to come, yeah.
She's New York Connect, she left her information in the chat.
So that's what she said.
So with the order we have here, I mean, are we covering a general amount of basis?
She's gonna cover that, so.
Now, I see your thing, yes, now see, if I'm MCing, see, my handwriting is legible, I write very clear, but I want, yes, I do, I told you. Cause my script was thick and scratchy, he said, well, you the script, so I learned how to print, my father used to print, I print. So mine is, but I'm not gonna be at the table, so it is
Somebody has to
important.
input it in a laptop.
Well, this is Walter's handwriting here.
Forget about that, but I'm.
Yeah, that's Walter's
How
handwriting.
can we
Show off your handwriting.
for the next 9 weeks? Putting people accountable. Right now, we are throwing everything on the table.
Yes,
We don't
that's
know
right.
who's gonna be around.
Would you like to volunteer?
I don't even have to see it.
Okay, no, this is going along with what we need to do. It's important, if you don't have to do it for the whole 4 hours, if you wanna rotate with somebody, but does anybody else wanna volunteer to, because it's very important. It's very important, not in addition to having people come, this is a senior action meeting, it's supposed to be active in the community. And we have 4 plus 1 senior organizations in our catchment area. Part of what we're gonna have to do when we get the flyer finalized, we're gonna have to go to each one of them and talk to the people. If I like to talk to, I like maybe to
And
do
this
that.
late junction, you're gonna have to hit the pavement.
Yes,
But I want to know the role for everybody.
we're not gonna, it's not gonna be written in stone. It's not gonna be written in stone. No, Clotil, we have to, we have to flow. We can't have one word, well, I'm not gonna serve. To sit here writing something,
No.
please, we have to rotate.
You don't understand what I mean, it's end to twin, like the non-committee are into twin, but at least for
Fine.
each role, somebody has to come up and say, this is what we were doing it, and I voice for everybody.
I don't understand what you're saying, what do you mean?
When I say that, the food, you will assign somebody,
This young lady here,
the, yes,
No, she's not
for
doing
the
food, she
topic,
just-
find somebody who's gonna be doing the walking into those 4 centers.
What's wrong with rotation?
No, then
You say that somebody should say, okay, if you're assigning people, you want somebody.
rotation would have been good if we had enough time. but
We have 10 members, why can't we rotate? I would,
But we have to sign for that.
you see my
We
handwriting, right?
cannot rely on.
You
people.
see my handwriting, right? I have no problem with sitting at the desk, who's gonna MC this thing, would you like to
No, I
MC?
don't talk about, I can MC, I MC everywhere, no
Okay.
problem. I can do that.
Okay,
And do
I'll put you up there
no
too,
problem.
I'll get you up there, but see, we're rotating.
No, what I
That's-
mean is not for the day of the event. from
Yeah.
today up to the 8th of May, who will be doing what? Who's accountable for?
Assignment.
We're,
This is what I want to see, when we.
we'll
look
need
at-
somebody to sign people in. And I'm not gonna put nobody in there, somebody wanna volunteer?
That's the only way
I-
it works.
Would somebody volunteer?
Can we
What
get,
would you like to do?
I've most myself available to.
That's rotating, no, but you saying do a specific
No,
thing,
but for
right?
now, for that day, I will be going everywhere that they need me, but from today
I
up to
don't
the
think we need
8th.
that, I think that's taking some time, it's like, we'll know as we get closer to to the event, what we'll need. But right now, we don't have our flyer stuff yet, we don't have our invitation.
So who's gonna be doing the flyer?
that's a good one.
Who's gonna be
and-
doing the walking? That's something. Who's gonna be looking for the food? That's
And
what.
put the name down.
Yes,
That's all.
But that's,
I still don't, this was the flyer from last year. I've been working, I came here one day last week on my own, okay, to do this, so if anybody
You
wants.
can't come by yourself last week. You should be assigning and asking permission. Who
This-
wants to do it?
Hotel, this is,
I-
may I finish,
I-
I'll listen, let me finish, okay, this is just my human. This is daytime, okay, people got, some people go to work, some people have other obligations. This is not mandatory, I can't make you come in, if you have time and you would like to volunteer, fine. But the thing is, I did this because I did, through the last 2 years, I was involved with this. And I think it's right now, assigning roles is not more important than making the organization say yes or no, I'll come, yes, I'll make it,
yeah,
yes.
we need the
full-
commitments.
Thank you.
But we also, yeah, no, but
Go
another
ahead.
thing, can I just ask
Go ahead.
about the signing in? I think it should be done on a laptop or something. Can we get maybe kid volunteers from Columbia might be willing to input people walking in?
It's nice to ask.
It would be a
Do you-
nice service.
Do you think you got
I don't
some?
know anybody at Columbia, but I guess I can ask public relations. They're in bad shape anyway over there right now, but I mean,
That's what I'm
maybe they
saying.
want to.
Maybe City
I
College.
think it's too late
Or
right
City
now.
College, yeah.
We're already at the 11th hour, you can say. So it's too late to ask for those volunteers. We should have been talking about that in January, February.
Well, it's a month away, so you
Now,
can't just.
kids are getting ready, it's what is
Oh, that's true,
midterm,
right.
finals.
Finals.
There's no way. It's
It's
over.
college's finals, yeah.
We just have ourselves right now.
Yeah, we signed to be member of this community. It comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
We're the one wanting to do the fair, so we need to commit.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the welcome table,
Yes.
to take the information,
Hmm?
That's hotel.
I'll volunteer.
Inputting the information.
She did.
That's important, yeah, because you need to establish.
So who's gonna write that down? Who's doing what? Who's like, okay.
No, you can write it, I don't have
She's
to.
out.
I can put that on the spreadsheet. I was telling you that last time.
That's what I had so far.
Yeah, oh, I'm
So
ready.
I'm gonna leave it so you can do it, I'm not gonna,
Okay.
I'm
No, no, you-
HNIC. You know?
Monica, maybe, put the assignments on the
So
spreadsheet.
there you go.
Go ahead, Jack, Pat, your meeting's up, go ahead.
Vanessa, you can start putting it on a spreadsheet, who's doing what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a spreadsheet that we started,
You did? I didn't see.
the Excel spreadsheet.
It was scratch, it was, because she didn't ask me for it, but it was a scratch
I
thing.
volunteer to help pack food bags.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I volunteer to help pack the bags of fruit or whatever they're giving out,
That's,
I volunteer.
that's Vanessa.
What's your Pat? I'm Pat. And you're Pat.
Um,
Pat, you're Pat, Pat, we're Pat, we're Pat.
No, I pointed to, I didn't say your name.
Oh, I thought you said.
I know Vanessa's name.
No, I didn't, I called her Veronica.
Hello?
Okay, Pat,
I just want to make a suggestion for the committee's consideration. Why don't we, I don't know if it has to be done today, why don't we outline everything that needs to be done? And then, what, could we have, another planning meeting in 2 weeks, right?
next week,
No, next week, okay.
every
So
week.
we have planning meetings coming up, outline everything that needs to be done, and then once we're clear on that, then we can
Go
ask
forward from
people,
there.
what do you want to do? Can we pencil in people, that might.
It's not as
Weeks is
difficult
more than
as it
enough,
sounds.
more than enough.
Okay, no, we'll do this, okay, the outline.
Okay, so before, I understand the outline. So before everyone walks out of here right now,
Yes.
okay, who is gonna go to the senior centers and invite
Yes.
them and tell them about it? Not as presenters, but to get the seniors out here, so that's outreach. Who's gonna do that? go and speak about the event, have this letter that we have, and give it to them and speak about it.
I'll go with
And get
Walter,
the
right?
seniors.
I'll go. I
So
just
who's
told them,
gonna
I'm
do
gonna
that?
answer the
That's
amendments.
good work.
Well, let me know.
We're gonna do
And that's
outreach.
very
We're
important,
doing outreach.
because we have all of this going on, but we gotta get the people in here.
Yes.
I can say, I can walk, because I did it last year, but not talk, but deliver the paper all year. I did it in 3 days last year in March,
In the street.
in the streets. And
With
I took
accent?
a picture of everywhere that I was going and have sure that people pizza this and put it on the wall of the business. So if
You
you
have
give
to
me
ask,
ideas.
you'll have to ask the businesses whether, you know, with people.
Discuss with them if they
You wanna do that?
I don't think-
You want to do that? Okay, good.
But you give-
Wadla,
But I will not go and talk to the senior, but it's gonna be because she came, she don't understand. I know my boundary about that. Okay, you need to be
Like
somebody
that,
who
yeah.
trust.
we're going.
But to have the flyer, to talk to the, the vendor people around here, to have them put that in the windows.
That's the
certainly.
community outreach. Now, there's another part, elected officials, who's want to speak to the elected officials?
But can I go back to community outreach for you
Mhm.
before you jump from that? We blasted that on social media, we had it on Facebook, we had it on.
Understood, but-
So the same efforts that I did last year, I'm willing to do again this year.
Does that?
But that's not really needed, Pat. It is, but that's a small need.
Yeah.
We need to have people, foot traffic, to meet that senior on the street, to meet that senior at church, to meet them at the senior center. Look, community board nine, but not just one place.
Yeah.
And
All
I
over the
did that
community,
with pictures.
calling the community.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's community outreach. Now we need someone to sit down with the elected officials and not just saying one time. You gotta keep nagging them till it's their second thought. Besides waking up, CB9 resource there, CB9 resource there. That's how they have to have it etched in their head. And that's just not one acquaintance. That's every acquaintance that you have with them. And of course, yes, the community board 9 office will be doing that. We've been doing it. We reminded them about Save the Date. We reminded them when the date was confirmed, and it's ongoing. So it's not nothing that I'm saying the district offices are gonna do, and it's only 2 of us in there right now. But we need the committee as well to keep them engaged with it, keep it on their mind, keep it on their radar. That's what we need.
We need flyers.
and, Pat,
Yeah, we need.
Pat, Pat, I'm gonna call you Walker from now on.
Okay.
Don't you been sitting, you got anything to say about, I'm waiting, it's nice to make it. A lot of seniors don't have, media contact.
Yeah.
This is why we lost seniors at our meetings, because they don't have computers and stuff, so you don't need to. All right, so now, that's it.
My question is, do I have the paper to carry with me when I leave?
We're not, it's not
You
finalized
have-
yet.
You have the letter. It is,
Oh, it
because
is.
remember I dated it.
Good.
Yeah, the letter, I'm talking about the flyer, the flyer's not.
Oh, the
finished yet.
flyer's not updated.
Yeah.
That's the letter over there. They can take the letter. Now, the flyer.
Yeah.
What we can do, Hakeem was
Hakeem
next
was
door
working on
trying
it,
to
yeah. Oh,
update
yeah.
it.
Good.
Yeah.
But I can wipe this out and
Mhm.
pencil it in, because
Mhm.
it's the same information, it's the same location.
Yes.
And so it's just a draft, but you will have another, but this is something that you will have in your hand to advertise and show. And then we have this letter that you can take with you as well. So leaving here,
In Spanish?
Good.
yes, it's in English and Spanish.
Yes, we did.
So leaving here, everyone will have that task of spreading the word. It's not just one person, everyone. And sometimes we will overlap, and that's great that we will overlap. Then that means we're doing our job. That means we're doing our job. So we can overlap. Don't go here because I went there. No, everyone here is going to comb the community and spread the word about this event. And I hope we do overlap. I hope we do. So instead of wasting time on stuff, and I don't even want to mention it again, let's just start the community outreach.
Okay.
Let's get people confirmed that they will attend and what they will speak about. Like Senator Claire is the chair of the seniors committee. let her update us on what's going on there.
Yes.
That's another subcommittee of
Yes.
about the topic, that it flow. Who's gonna be, some people are having the skill, like you said, clear as.
Yes,
Clear as.
but their
We know
expertise
so that
is-
Lily, yes, Lily has several
Yes,
expertise. We can use a cross. Lily,
Yes.
that's what I mean. So we need a committee who knows what expertise is, what the people do. So you come, that it flow.
I'll-
People doesn't read.
I'll
There's
volunteer
no
to reach out to-
redundancy.
so
Or the
I'm gonna
politicians.
go next door to make sure when you guys leave, that you have this letter and this updated flyer. Like I said, the flyer's gonna be penciled in. The final version of the flyer will come later, but you will have something that you're leaving from here today, so you can talk about it and spread the word.
Okay.
So this meeting will be productive. We're not gonna walk out confused. So what we're gonna take away from here today, community outreach. Alerting our elected officials about the event, giving this letter out and letting them know, and then alerting the office. I told you who we have confirmed, you're reconfirming. And you're letting us know who else you're adding on. Now, I do know we only have 10 tables, 11 tops, but I don't even wanna say 11.
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave it at 10. We only have 10 tables. We would like the electeds to speak to the audience, and some of these organizations will have tables and they will speak. We definitely need the MTA to speak. We need the DA's office to speak. I don't know if you want DAFTA to speak about Silvercore, because that's important.
Mhm.
So that can help seniors make money on the side. Again, that's teaching them how to fish instead of giving them a piece of bread. That's giving them resources that they can find and take care of themselves. They don't have to rely on a piece of bread from this office for that day. So I think that's very important, and that's what I'm gonna take away. I'm gonna go next door, because I'm gonna have this ready for you when you leave, and you guys take it from there.
Thank
That's
you.
all,
Thanks
okay?
for coming.
Lindsay said that they were gonna present and have a table and.
Yes, they have great information.
Bad.
Who's that?
Belinda.
Oh, yes, they will have a table,
Yeah.
and, yes, and present, and they will be giving out the food. So they are a big
Yes,
portion of
yes.
this meeting and very important.
Yeah.
I will speak to Elsia, you will speak to Elsia,
Yes, I will.
and whoever passes by on Amsterdam Avenue, her office, just go in and introduce yourself and say hello. I understand that you're confirmed for blah, blah, blah. And I know you've been speaking to Yutha. I'm just introducing myself and letting you know that we're looking forward to you participating. That's all.
You know, and in the community, the general board meeting, we should make a statement that they
Absolutely,
help us
absolutely.
to disseminate it.
By the time that's towards the
And
end
we
of the
can
month,
ask
yeah.
every committee to make the announcement at their meetings as
That's
well.
right.
So if you're on
Right.
LPP, let it be known, let those organizations know CB9 is having a resource fair. We're kind of tight with space, but they're welcome to come. They're welcome to greet our seniors and tell them about, walk around and tell them about whatever programming that they have for the summer and spring.
Right.
So whatever goes
Thank
with
you.
community economic development, just spread the word. Because it's
I'm
some
gonna be
aspect,
working twice because we have the third and
yes.
the ninth.
So in some aspect, they deal with seniors. Who doesn't deal with seniors?
Everybody intertwined.
Everybody.
It's a burgeoning population, it's increasing.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
my
that's,
generation. the
that's
boomers.
what I'd like you to take away
I'm
from
getting
me.
out.
It's getting the word out, community outreach,
Yeah.
getting the crowd in and giving them and letting them know what services and resources will be there.
Yeah, well, and also making sure we know who's coming.
Oh, and before I leave, we have one senior that has been a part of the Senior Issues Committee that's turning 100 years old, and that's Cora Gilmore.
Yes.
Now, we need to work on that, getting a proclamation for her. I have the link from the borough president's office, so we need somebody working on that and making,
What's that?
We talked about that long time ago.
we announced it, but now we're acting on it. So there's different channels that we have to go through to make sure that it happens. Now's the time. We have to do that now. Not talking about it, but be about it.
Okay, what does that entail?
So that means.
There's a link
I
that.
have this contact.
Who's gonna be
Sean
doing
Grant.
it?
Yeah.
That's the community
So-
board 9 would like to present to her some, a letter of comment. They're not
No, it's a
talking-
proclamation.
No,
It's a
I'm not-
proclamation.
He just-
They
I
know.
spoke
That's
to him.
not out of the senior action, that's the
Next to
community
that
board.
task. Who's gonna
Top
be
one.
more?
Right.
Walter.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
He's an associate.
Okay, so.
And he already said, at the board, at the general board, he said, I just need to know who it was, so,
Okay.
So after you say hello to somebody,
yeah.
CB9 is having a resource fair on May 9th, 11 a.m. to 3, for like to see you there.
And if
Senior
you're in other
resource.
committees,
Yes.
in other committees besides this one,
Yes.
make an announcement in
Yes.
economic development, and,
And I will have this flyer, so as you're talking, you can just hand it out. So I'm gonna go next door. Thank you, have a great day.
the budget too.
Yes,
Do that next week.
Yes. Yes.
Budget.
have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you, you.
I have a question. For going to the community center, where do you want to do that?
Once I want to take flyers.
Anytime,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to take
So-
flyers, so, I will be, one day this week would be nice.
okay.
Cause Al Sharpton's business, we say, I like this.
You know,
That's the only one there. I've been announcing all around already.
What's that?
You can get flyers out at our shop.
Yeah.
You guys speak French.
Okay, we'll do.
Tell us where we're gonna start.
I know you do.
I'll go with
It
you.
won't take, it's a less than a half hour thing.
I don't.
We know we're the four centers, we could announce ourselves, or we could really just, I just know.
Can you do?
Right, but you want the
split it, so
flyers
You
with-
go not together, so you can.
I wanna go with all of them, cause I want them to know who I am, I won't go to all of it, so if you would like to come to the company, you want a company, if you want a company, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna have to do the walk.
So we can do, we have 4 centers, and we have 33, and, I'm more than, not more, what's her name, Francina lives there, so.
So we should have, this is Tuesday, we should have the flyers. and-
We should have them by Friday.
Today.
Today.
You gotta have it today.
No, he's still, she's doing a white out, it's not official, it's not official, I mean, you wanna give out something that's white out. Wanna get
So
a-
she's gonna be doing it fresh.
Right now.
No, she said she's doing the white out of the date from last year,
Yeah.
it's the official one, so you have to go into the computer to make the changes.
Right.
She's not gonna do that right now.
That's what she just said.
No, we started that last week, it takes more than 10 minutes to do that.
Huh?
It takes more than 10 minutes. It depends on what.
Copy already.
Come on.
We start, last week, I came in on my own day, okay? And I talked to Akil about the flyer. He went into it. The format that it was done on is not easy just to go in and change the date. She said what she's gonna do right now is write out what the date was from there, right in. That's not official looking. You just can't go to places with something that's right. You need something with that spring. She wants to have to make copies of it. She's only gonna give us 1 copy. She had the printer there. So once we get everything finalized, we'll print everything up along with the official
I'm
letter.
not saving computer, but let me tell you, everything you say now, I learned it by myself, then.
Well, tell her, repeat myself. The format that it was done on last year won't allow us to change the date. What she's gonna get right now is write out the date from last year, so that you have something to start with, okay? But you still need to make more copies. You don't wanna make a bunch of copies on something that's whited out.
Oh, that's
So
what
she-
you said.
I'm not gonna belabor this anymore. They're working on the flyer. It should be done by this week, okay? Anything else we need to, we're gonna work on the health bucks thing for this year. I'll put our application in for health bucks, and we have to also talk about entertainment. So, she wanted to present somebody, wanted to, put somebody, ask somebody to come. You said $250, that's way over our budget.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, but no, I didn't say anything about, but we paid somebody $100 last
To
year
do what?
to sing, to entertain.
Say in French.
The letter that I bought,
And
the
that's
last,
gonna be free.
a month ago, 2 months ago, was a bio of a world-renowned singer who also sings at a jazz club here in our community, in Community 9, and she's bringing her people in. She said, I quoted that much, 250, she will be singing the music of seniors of this neighborhood. We're trying to relate to these people,
Okay,
let's
but
relate to what they
I have a
know.
question, did the board agree to
Thank you.
$250?
No, we didn't fix anything yet.
But that's what he told me, and that's why
I know, that's what you said, I didn't know the lady, you brought the flyer in, you brought that thing, I didn't say anything. Well, the person we had entertained last year, the one we had the first year, we didn't give her anything, she did it on her own. Right. And the person and it's just one song, we're not doing a concert, it's just one song, we don't need it. All right, ladies,
It's their fault.
yeah, so, we did, it was one song. We're not doing a concert, we're doing a song, just something to have the program
Yes, of
flow.
course, it's not a concert.
Thank you.
It's
So, and
information.
there you go.
Right, I gotta get downtown.
Go,
I'm gonna see your man.
go.
Yeah.
I'll take a motion to close.
I made a motion to close.
No, we got some.
Before you do, I don't know if you discussed it before I got here, but I think that because this is a seniors group, CB9, we need to acknowledge the completion of the West Harlem Older Adults Alliance, that we all are involved in. We need to, whoa.
I want,
We acknowledge it. We need to
I want
acknowledge
everyone-
it because it just happened since our last meeting. So we need to say congratulations to Whoa, and we're looking forward to all the good things that's gonna
I
happen.
want him to speak. See, I pulled him in there, so he didn't want to speak, but I pulled him, he's gonna speak. He got some good stuff. Wait, okay, so we're officially, we're unofficially meeting next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Whoever can make it,
Can we
okay?
do it?
By that
online
time, we
as
should
well,
have-
Possibility to have
So-
hybrid,
Excuse me?
to have it hybrid.
Virtual.
I'll see, because that shouldn't be a
That would
problem.
be easier.
And it's
We
not
have
gonna be
the
long, it's just
technology.
gonna be like, you know.
Our next committee meeting is next Tuesday?
And our official meeting is, and actually, we won't have one, we didn't have a main meeting. Cause
Right.
the resource fair was our main meeting,
Okay.
so we having 5 unofficial meetings,
Okay.
1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th.
First, eighth, 15th,
20, yes,
22nd.
so we can
29th.
update you what we've done, what we have to do, what confirmations we got in. We can start maybe doing a mock,
Okay. I
mock.
won't be here on the 22nd.
That's all right, it's unofficial, no, this is unofficial, this is not nothing that you need to, you know.
I'm gonna
Already
attend all the
happened.
meeting, but.
Carlton, you'll be here next week too, 11 o'clock, see you then, are you gonna work on the
I'm
decorations?
gonna, what is your, okay.
I haven't checked my calendar, but we,
I can't hear you, you're muted.
Maybe dispatch myself
thank you.
and then I'll come and talk.
And you can always call me,
Yeah, we.
contact me, let me know what's, I'm doing other projects.
You can shake your head, if otherwise we can
I'm
talk
not
there.
in here.
Okay. Meeting adjourned, see you next week, unofficially.
Let me know when you wanna go or.
I'd like to go, maybe, if we get the flyers, I can go with this week.
All right, well, let me see, because I.
Yeah,
Oh, but no, let me know where you're at.
well,
And where to meet you. Okay.
More efficient this.
So
this is HRA. Our last meeting.
That's today, yeah. Okay, so I should go next week's day on it? The deck was 3-4. All right.
That's why, well, first, the reason why I was asked if you don't know what to do, then you can volunteer. Because I won't have.
Do we use that survey?
I'm all in.
Next.
Yeah, and you know, you can do whatever you need, or you need to plug in somewhere to do a presentation, because part of what we do is get the word out about services available for seniors that might be concerned about them.
So just because the condensed thing, 4 hours goes by fast, you know, it goes by fast, so.
No, we have a table, and you know, that's usually you give away to, I give away to you, remember?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, well, you gave them away, I brought them. So, I don't know, is there's not gonna be any official raffle?
I did that on I like that, I did that on, I donated that, it was.
Because sometimes we do a lot of tabling events, and one of the ways to get people over our table, just to talk about service, and you give someone away to raffle something, and you know, and so, like, I've done the seniors thing that Peter does every year, and we actually put out a hat and people put their names in, and then I go up in front and say, so, you know, I say something about what we do and I give away. But it probably wouldn't work at the forum so easily.
What's first senior thing,
It does it at the plaza in front of the stage.
oh, but that's in the summer, right? Yeah,
I have a question, only, and I'm not interested in conversation, but why can't see,
exception or assigning it a name, read something where we could do.
We need a mailing list, and I
And
actually,
your name and.
well, she doesn't know.
See, the organization, right,
Work it out.
we had, mental clubs, they have, you know, there's some of, they know.
Swag, we mean tote bags.
Yeah, see, they love that stuff, but we ask them if they have.
Did you just say tote bag?
Tote bags.
See, it's not that hard. Everybody does the same thing on these events. Be blessed, everybody.
And so the only thing like that is that
I
we want people to.
I agree.
And you know, what happens, people want to be in a graphic event that they- and then you can pick 10 names on a behalf, and they're not even there.
Yeah.
And so we need people to, who understand that if you're gonna be participating, you need to be
Yeah,
present when they pull.
right, so then it would be that, the presentation would be at the giveaway would be at the end of the program. So 3:30,
Yeah, but the
3:45.
trouble is, most people don't stay. Most people are gonna, and then it's just boring for me to be pulling out names and he's not here and they're not here. That's the only thing, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
You know.
okay,
Okay,
that's, then
I gotta go talk to you for the.
yeah, I have a question for, that, well, because if it was a PDF.
I think it was PDF.
Yeah, then I have.
Cause we wanted to do it on Canva, but see, Canva, you can alter, you know.
Right, but I can, I've got a, application.
Come on, let's go first, let's go next, let's see what we got. That, you gotta take the quality and stuff on it too. Eat this later.
I can do that, I can convert the PDF.
You finished with this?
Don't touch my. Oh. I did like that, because I don't want you to drive my spinning. You're on the floor, right.
And usually I'm not klutz, I'm not that much of a klutz. You know, I just pull in my bag back, you know. I said that much.
The same thing.
I said that much.
On the.
I said that much. I said that much.
Okay.
I'll let them ask me up. You know, could you grab this here? Tony, thank you for coming, man. Just thank you for always showing up. But we really have to outreach to the community. We used to meet at George Bruce. I mean, were you? Yeah, but we used to meet there. It was pre-COVID. And we had 50 seniors, give or take. And you know, sometimes that's what I miss. We don't know. I want to know what the community's doing. I want to know what they're. So now with the social security crap and all this stuff coming, they're not able to do anything about it. At least let's have a year of it, you know. And politicians need to know, and there are all these politicians.
we need to know.
Okay, one question I was gonna ask during the meeting, doesn't CB9 usually send an invite to the, like the letter and the flyer, can't that be sent to the politicians?
They come to the general board.
No, I know, but
Yeah,
can
so
something
this
be
is,
sent
yeah.
from CB9 say, or from whatever?
Yes, yes, we will, yes, yes.
Tony, I want to say hi to you before you go.
Yeah,
It's good to see you, and thank you again for, I saw the exchange with Carolyn, and we're really trying to do something. Yeah, I also want to also think, you know, that folks. So what right now, it's a little uncomfortable, but bear with me. We have a change in management, so this happened this week. So I sent a request to the management office, asking them, but they let us know about the come by. So in the email, Carolyn indicated the dates. So as soon as I can get a date to confirm as to when you can come look at the room.
Yeah, because we want to sort of check,
No,
get the lay of the land and get a sense of.
But we just notified about this yesterday.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay, great,
Okay.
I'll be watching
And
for it.
thank you, I'm looking forward to you all coming by, because we have two rooms, one is a lounge, and that's where they have like coffee and chat and everything. But in our building, it's not a senior building,
Mhm.
but the population is growing older as time goes on. Now, from what I was told, the last number I heard, nearly half of our population are seniors.
Hmm.
Whereas that's not how we intended, it was
Mhm.
families, but we move in and then we keep you know, and we don't move out, basically.
It's becoming a NORC.
And becoming a norm. So
Mhm.
that's one of the things that we're looking at also.
Mhm.
Alexis Morton in our building, she's been involved with NORCs, and so
Mhm.
we're gonna try to look at the possibility of becoming a NORC.
Mhm.
So we're doing a lot of things, but the reason why we formed the committee is because there's a lot of resources that seniors need to know about in the building, and